Good morning. So I was reading your comments yesterday from yesterday's video, and thank you very, very much. It's about purebloods, if they regret their decision. Well, they don't. They don't regret it. Big surprise. Right, so this morning when I was just about to wake up, I had a very clear vision. This happens to me quite often. And I want to tell you about this one. So there's a big flat field, and there's about 200 people standing there, pretty close together, waiting for something. And I'm one of them. I'm in the crowd, you see. And then there are 3 buses. They come and they stop. And I watch the other ones in the crowd, and they are very happy about these buses. And I'm not. I'm not happy at all. People come out of the buses, and they are wearing white coats. And they are carrying these big cardboard boxes, huge ones. They carry them over to the crowd. And again, people are very enthusiastic about these boxes. Right, so they open up the boxes, and inside there are rubber boots. That's right. And they start to hand them out to the people. And they quickly get their pair of boots. They are happy. And I'm not. See? And then there's a guy on the speaker system from the bus, on the bus. And he says, okay, so these are the boots. Now put them on. And people do it quickly. You know, comparing their boots to other people. And I'm not doing it. I'm not putting them on. And I notice that there are some others in the crowd that are not doing it. So we don't wear the boots. But all the other ones, they are happily wearing them. And then the guy on the speaker, he says, all right, so now move into the buses. And people quickly move into the buses. Vast majority of them. But there are some who don't, and I'm one of them. We are just watching the whole thing. And we see the difference between us and them. Big difference in how we react to this whole thing. These people are so happy about what's going on. And they run, almost run into the buses. And we just stay. Right, and then we watch the buses move away. And we see them at a very far distance. We see them stopping. All of the buses stop. And we see how people move out of the buses and start walking. And they walk into a forest. And that's the last time we see them. And then we see the buses move away. And we are standing there, amazed at what we have observed. So that was the vision. What does it mean? Right. This morning I was watching a video, this lady called Rima. I will post a link to this video. Now she's a physician, very experienced. She's been a physician for many, many, many years, decades. And she's talking about how people die. And she said she has a huge experience from this. She saw a lot of people dying over the years. And she says, this is how people die, normally. They sort of fall down. They touch, if they have a heart problem, they touch their chest. Or if they have a stroke, they touch their head. And they usually say something. They call out or something. That's her experience. You see? And they fall down, yeah. And then she says, now it's we have this new way of dying, she says. And she says she's been observing all these videos of people dying suddenly and unexpectedly. And she said, this is not how people die. See? They just sort of stiffen. And they fall over. Backwards or forwards. and maybe they sort of turn, and you don't hear them call out. You don't see them touch their heads or their chest. So she's been watching hundreds of these videos now. And she said, I hope I'm wrong about this. And she's talking about what's going on. And it's just a theory, of course. But she's talking about non-biological structures in the blood of the tea drinkers. And she's talking about frequency responsive technology. She compares it to spasms, you know, how people die. Like they sort of stiffen and they remain stiff after they fall. She's talking about electricity. And she hopes she's wrong about this. She said another thing. She's talking about the 6-foot distance. And this is not scientific in any way, she says. But why is there a 6-foot distance? Why is this rule? And she talks about how 5G, they need people to be at a distance from each other to be able to be recognized. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, I don't know, of course. I just thought it was a very good video, and I recommend it. So there's a link below, you can watch it. I think it's about 30 minutes long. Alright. Be good.